What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sir Taco's Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the leader class Shockwave. Yes, Shockwave from Seige. And right now I've just got him on his lonesome without any of his extra goodies, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. There he is in his spaceship mode. I'm never not going to appreciate Thu with bringing that word into my life. But yes, his spaceship mode, he's got kind of like a little command spire up here, like a Star Wars prequel ship. And then you've got his chest hanging out here. He's got silver painted feet, silver on the sides of the spire, just regular plastic gray fins. You got this little yellow insert here with at the top. You've got the light pipe, and it catches some serious light when you get it in one. I can just tilt it towards my ring light and you can just see it start to light up. But at the front you've got some silver paint for the barrel of the not gun mode. I want to say it almost looks like there's clear plastic over it too. Or is it just me? On the underside, there's not a whole lot of paint to speak of. On this side, you've got the hose attachment going from the bottom area of the ship to the side of the spire. Maybe that's some kind of crazy elevator. But we'll go ahead and set him down, and we'll take a look at a couple of quick size comparisons between this and the last and next review, and then we'll go ahead and put his full kit on, and we'll see what he looks like next to everyone else. Alrighty, so there he is with the Voyager Starscream mold. Oh, his back wing's tilted up. Oh well. And there you have him with the Voyager Megatron mold. And we'll go ahead and get him geared up, and then we'll do size comparisons vehicle mode part 2. Alrighty, in order to get him geared up, he comes with 5 additional parts. You've got these 2 pieces here. You've got these 2 pieces here, and you've got this big old piece, and we're going to zoom out because he's going to get bigger than we're going to cover at that scale. So there you got that big old piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, and they're going to plug into the back here with this slot and port and this tab and peg. So we'll throw them across the table. We'll go ahead and plug those in. So there, we've got that plugged in. We've got that plugged in. Then you've got these 2 pieces, and they're going to port in. You've got a big port and a small port, and you've got the big peg and the small peg. So you're just going to plug those into. So we got that plugged in. And we got that plugged in. Everything's plugged in. And then this part on the front, you want to make sure that these flaps are on the top. Go ahead and open it up and put this in here. This little peg is just kind of to stop it against this, but it looks like it might be 5mm. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be several connection points along the side. You've got this peg that matches up with this port, and then you've got a peg here, a tab, and it's going to match up with this slot in his little area there by the chest piece. And then you're going to have a slot here, and on the other one is a tab, and they're going to connect in the middle. So I usually just connect one side to it to make sure the front is lined up, and we'll connect this, and we'll fold this in, tab it, and there he is in his mother class ship mode. And in this mode he gets an upgrade to his front with more clear plastic, and I can't tell if that's silver or white paint, you know, but there's some kind of material back there that's allowing that to be glow nicely almost. And then you've got silver paint on these little guns here. You've got these cannons sticking out now, and they've got a light purple nozzles for the guns. Then you've got silver guns here. You've got fins and everything else. So you can do with that what you will. I unplugged it. There's some silver paint here, but you can't really see it with what's over it. We'll look at that a little more when we get it hooked onto his robot. And then from the back, you've got the nice painted boosters there. So just, you know, it's got lots of silver paint on this thing, giving you nice accents. But there he is. We'll go ahead and take a look at size comparison part 2, but we'll bring everybody to the party. And then we'll go ahead and look at transforming the core part and adding the parts. Alrighty, so there he is with the Rubik's Cube, the Gore statue, Volkswagen Bumblebee. Here he is again with Starscream, and again with Megatron. Alrighty, and now we're going to get down to transformation, and the first thing we need to do is deshell him, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And he's naked, so we'll go ahead and zoom back in here and get ourselves some transformation going on. Focus on the Shockwave. There you go. Alright, so for starters, I'm just going to fold these flaps down on the sides of the spire. We'll go ahead and unplug it. You've got a slot here and 2 tabs on these 2 pieces that plug into it. We'll go ahead and this whole section here opens up, but it's easy enough to just fold it over and release the arms and then fold them off to the side. And then so normally if you wanted to actually open this up, you could open it up and get the arms out, but like I said, it's easy enough just to fold them out. Then you've got 2 slots here that are gonna plug into these 2 tabs here. So you're just going to fold it on the hinge and squeeze it into place. We can take the weird elevator hose and plug it into the back of his arm. So it is in the back of his arm. And there's, you know, it's the right port because the other arm doesn't have one in the spot instead of just your standard Seige ports. Go ahead and split the spire in 2. And split his legs into, they are going to accordion down. I never had Combiner Wars figures, but is this Combiner Wars style that everyone keeps talking about? Then you fold the halves of the spire in, and they will plug in to place. You've got a slot, or a tab here, slot there. You just plug them into place. In theory, there's also a slot here and a tab on his leg. It was bowed out a little bit there. So we'll do that again. And then go ahead and turn his legs around at the knee. Go ahead and fold his arms down all the way. Pull his chest open, fold out his face, and plug it back into place. You've got a tab here and here, and 2 slots back there that will connect, as well as the 2 tabs and slots that were originally holding it into place. And there you've got a Shockwave in robot mode. We'll go ahead and tilt his ankles so that he's going to stand. There he is in robot mode. We'll go ahead and zoom out, and we'll take a look at him as he is. Just like in the ship mode, he has crazy good light piping. It's not lit. I just start tilting it towards my ring light, and it's just glowing there. And then you've got the silver paint on his ears there. Same kind of transparent plastic from the front of the ship look here in the chest, even though you can see it from vehicle mode. Decepticon insignias on his arms. His hands are the same purple light shade of lavender that the little nozzles on the extra gun bits were. And it would have been nice if they had done the same color here. I think that would have brought him together more, but that's okay. They're just gray. Lots of sculpted in details still, though. On the side, you got a better look at that silver, and that's why I wish these were silver too, because they're supposed to line up with it, and it just doesn't look good because it's not the same color. And on the back, he's got very clean legs in the back. It looks pretty good. He's got the big old Shockwave backpack. I'm not surprised. In the vehicle mode, there is a landing skid here that folds out, but I didn't even feel like it was worth mentioning. There he is. We'll go over his articulation in this mode real quick, and then we'll see how it's impacted with the extra stuff. I don't believe it is that much. He's got the ball joint at the head. I believe it's connected in the chest though, not in the base of the skull. So you can get your side to side, you can get your full 360, you can get down. You can't really get up. It starts running into the hinge back here, but great head articulation on the guy. You've got a full 360 at the shoulder. It bends out at the shoulder and then at this transformation hinge so he can get all the way up on his arms. You've got the full rotation at the bicep. You've got a little stress, little bit over 90 degrees at the elbow. Then you've got the rotation at the wrist, so that way it can go all the way around. You've got waist, full 360 at the waist. You've got hip out to there, ratcheted back and forward to help hold him up with the backpack on. He's got full 360 at the thigh for transformation. Ratcheted knees, again, probably for stability, holding all the junk he's going to have on him. It goes perfectly to 90. And then, as you saw, ankle tilts. I have him tilted in for robot, tilted out for vehicle. So that is his articulation. And for anyone who might be curious, this also technically spins, but who would want to? So there he is. He's got the power. We'll go ahead and get him in a pose, so that way we can bring in his Deceptive brethren and show off his Deceptiscale. So there he is, and we'll go ahead and start bringing in the size comparisons. Alrighty, so there you've got him with the Rubik's Cube, Gore statue, Volkswagen Bumblebee. There he is with Starscream. There he is with the Seige Megatron mold, with his sword acting as the gun barrel on his back there. And last but not least, there he is with MP44. Alrighty, and that is not all she wrote for Shockwave. He's got all his extra bits and pieces. There is stuff you can do with it if you want it to be, you know, put together in a fashion without him wearing it, but there isn't really combinations that I think look any good. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't care for pretty much anything that I've come up with or that I've seen anyone else do. At one point I had been turning it into almost a battle sled. Just a little thing he could go around and stand on and, you know, harass people from. In order to make that, you take the two pieces here, and there's a little tab and slot, so that way they can loosely plug together. And you can take this piece all connected like it was in vehicle mode, and you want to use this port and this port and plug it into these two pegs and get it on there. Hopefully. We do one at a time to plug it together. Because the barrels of the guns are gonna end up swinging under his limbs, so yeah. Do it one at a time, and then attach it all together at the top and the bottom, and that's not terrible right there. Technically, if you wanted to, you could call this up or this up. If you want, you can have him stand with the ports on the bottom of his feet on this. This I don't mind so much. Once we get to this point though, there isn't a great way to attach these to it, because the ports are loose on this peg, and unlike the robot mode and the vehicle mode, there isn't really a spot on this to plug them in that holds it in 2 points. Not that I can see or come up with anyway. So you're using a single point connection to hold it on here. And as you can see, it just loosely spins. It's not really going to fit there on either side. And it just spins. Let's see, so port on this thing anywhere. I could plug into this, that's a no. So yeah, I haven't really found a way that I like plugging this in to it. The best you could do is kind of just put it on and buck it up against those, but even then, it's not great. I guess there's these arms have the underside thing, so you could plug them in like this, but they're going to get in each other's way. They're not going to be pointing straight at the end of the day. The stuff in the middle is going to get in your way. So, that's why I don't really do anything with these, because there isn't really a cohesive way to add those parts to this menagerie of random stuff. I wonder how well this will attach to here. Oh, well, we'll have to pick that up. See, that holds pretty well. I guess it's kind of tilted weird though, but if you wanted to, you could put them on that, and that would be about as cohesive as you're gonna get. So we'll go ahead and we'll put down the battle sled. Go ahead and try without bumping too much to get that other part. We'll go ahead and start adding stuff to Shockwave himself. So we'll go ahead and take all this back apart. And we'll just leave this open for now, all the way open like this. With these parts, you want to fold these fins in so that they are on the underside. And these are going to plug into his feet. The fins are going to be facing out. You have, excuse me, you have the main plug here that's going to plug into this, and then this little tab down here at the back. That little tab. It's just going to kind of hook into his foot. There's one, and here's two. Then four. There he is with his big shoes. Oops. Tilt his knees forward a click. If I can just get one click out of him. Tilt his hips back a little bit. Just for the time being, because I know he's going to end up being top heavy. We'll take these, and we're going to fold the arms down. If I'm not mistaken, you want the fin forward, so we'll rotate it. And, yeah, so that looks good to me. This port in here is going to plug into a shoulder port. And the shape of the shoulder is just going to kind of hold it into place after the fact. So there he's got an extra arm. Do it on the other side. Pull this down. There is a tab in the, I guess, bicep of the extra arm that'll plug into the top area, the new big shoulder section. There he is. He's got 3 gun hands now, 2 extra arms, and for this part, what you're going to do is just plug it back into where it was in vehicle mode. And so I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can just do that with it extended, so that way it's not running everything. So just put these down to the side and plug that back in. Now he's got a giant back cannon. These two things will fold down, and then you can just rotate these to the back or whatever you want to do with those. Do with them what you will. Go ahead and pop his knees back out. I think he can hold himself up. So we'll just flail his arms out and make him look kind of cool. There he is with all his armor, and this big cannon section here on the back. I forgot to show this off in ship mode. It does have a port here, so you can plug your big old blast effects in there and get a big old Shockwave firing his laser at his enemies. And then of course all his little gun tips are blast effect compatible, so you can have him shooting blasts out of those. And anywhere he's got one of the little bumps, he can be taking a shot to his hip, taking an arrow to the knee, if you will. But there he is. Let's take a look at his articulation. We're not going to go over everything. We're just going to show you what was affected. His shoulder movement has been affected because it can't really go up as far now with the addition of these big old pieces, but it still can go out all the way if you want it to. He's got a bicep swivel at the top of his new arms, as well as elbows that go about the same range as the original arms. These, so they function as their own individual limbs, so he can have this arm rotated this way, this arm rotated that way if you want to. This hip's clipped back. Nothing has changed at his legs at all, pretty much. If you want him to go back all the way, you just gotta, rotate this out to the side, and they'll go all the way back still. His waist will still rotate around. If you get the skirts in the back out of the way, it still goes all the way, and everything below the leg is untouched. The only thing that's really added to his legs in general are his little feet platforms, and they just plug into the feet, so the articulation is still the same exact range that it was. So you get added arm, added posability in the added arms, slightly less shoulder, and nothing else really changes. So all in all, it's not bad. Like I said in the Ultra Magnus review, this is less effective at making him into a leader-sized character, but with the extra stuff on it, it definitely gives you the plastic, and it does look pretty cool, so I can't fault him for that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look at more size comparisons. Go ahead and get him kind of posed here. We'll throw these guns out, have them pointed up. We can have this one back, and rotate this wrist. And there's your Shockwave with all his bobs on him. And we'll take a look at the last of the size comparisons. Get into wrapping this up a little farther over. There we go. Okay, well, my button did not function, so we're going to go ahead and try to stop it now. There you have him with the Rubik's Cube, Core statue, Bumblebee, Starscream, the Seige Megatron mold, and MP44. And that is pretty much it for Leader Class Seige Shockwave. I summed up most of my thoughts in the video itself, but to recap, I don't like that the parts don't really have anything to do if you've got the core Shockwave in his robot and don't want to add them to him. It's really the parts on his shoulders that mess that up. And other than the fact that he doesn't really get much bigger than his original Voyager height, those are the only real complaints I have with him. I like the purple on him that they use. It's nice and dark. I like the lavender on all the hands. I wish that his legs, the gray in his legs, were the same color. I think that would look good, but that's a nitpick, not an actual critique. I like the way it looks with and without the armor in robot mode, and as far as vehicle mode goes, I think that the armor pieces do complete the vehicle look that he has. But that being said, the base isn't bad by itself as far as the base vehicle goes. It it's a space shape, so it's going to look wonky either way. I just think that the armored parts make it look more convincing as a spaceship, so it's more of a spaceship than a space shape. If you want to see a real space shape, a couple of reviews down the line, we're going to do the black Shockwave Seige mold, sound blaster, I'm pretty sure is what that is. But that's pretty much it. I like the articulation on the figure for the size. I think that the ratchets and the hips and the knees are really good. They're to hold up all the stuff he's got on him right now, but they're still there, and I appreciate it, because if they weren't, he would just be toppling back, most likely. So they really needed him at both places, and that's, they got him there. I also like the amount of articulation you get in his shoulders from the transformation. You can fold in the flaps on his legs and hold him by the spire to do a little space cannon mode, but it's not very convincing, and I didn't feel like it was worth showing, so that's why I did not show it. Next review for this class, the leader of Voyager, is going to be the Seige Megatron mold. And I do have something coming in the mail. It should take a couple weeks to get here. So stay tuned on my social media. I will be posting a picture of the box when it arrives on Twitter and Instagram, which are linked below. So are some of my playlists, so you can go ahead and watch those. If you want to see more of my content, go ahead and give the video a like, so that way it gets into that good old algorithm so other people can see the content. Go ahead and subscribe, so that way you can see the stuff as it comes out. Hit the notification bell so YouTube can screech at you that I posted something. Follow me on my social media so I can try and screech at you that I posted something. Been dropping the ball on that lately. Working these 12-hour shifts that I've been working, I forget to post while I'm on my break, which is why they've been missing. So hopefully I remember to post that this guy is going to be coming out, because I did not with Airwave. If all goes well and the package comes after Seige Megatron, we'll have a couple of special reviews that week. I'll be reviewing something in that I already have in the deluxe scale review slot on a Monday, and then the new thing will be being reviewed on that Friday, but it depends on when it comes in. I might do an unboxing video on it so we can see what that's like, and with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.